All right, a pleasant good morning to you from Tony'sPicks.com. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to Night Moves here for coverage on Thursday, February 12th. Well, we're going to be a little short of action today. If you're a real uh, Deegan here, this is your show. We're going to have plenty of college basketball mid majors to talk about. You heard Vegas Al on his show. He had some doozies. I'm going to try to bring you a few others here on the mid major board on Thursday. I think we found some other games. I steered clear of some of those, so you get some pretty great coverage here in the late night shows here tonight with mid major Thursday. I'm going to look at maybe one of the bigger games in each conference here tonight as we get ready for Thursday's action and the final 3 days of the NBA first half, quote unquote, with the All Star festivities coming up this weekend. And I tell you what, All Star game, they should add 1-on-1. Did anybody watch the 1-on-1 basketball tonight in Unrivaled Women's Basketball League? The NBA better follow suit. The women beat them to it. 1-on-1 tournament, that's what you need to have on All Star weekend. It ain't going to be long. If it ain't next year, it's the year after. 1-on-one's got to be coming for the NBA because this format this year. We'll see if it catches fire. Now, you do have a USA versus the world format, but you have two American teams. And, the American teams in the NBA, they might not be so proud to wear the stars and stripes like they might be in some other sports. So you really got to think that the world might have a little bit of mental edge over the United States with players. But maybe they can get fired up. You heard KD tonight say some things like, hey, he'll be ready to take on those guys, but those guys are awesome, talking about those top European players. And maybe the other formats will be a little bit better. Maybe the Rising Stars is better now. Maybe the three-point shootout. The dunk contest, I don't think so, but Mac McClung did sign a contract last week, so he'll be there. So we'll see with NBA All Star Weekend. I'm going to take Team World to win the whole thing. I mean, why wouldn't they beat Team Stars? Why wouldn't they beat Team Stripes? Maybe those guys will find the motivation, but they called themselves the old heads on one of those teams. Led by KD. So will it be the young American stars, the old American stars, or the mix of international stars in that tournament? I'm going to take the world stars this weekend. Don't ask me again. We might pick the other events too, but I wish they'd just play Eastern Conference, Western Conference. It really does mean something in that sport, I do believe, still to this day, but they'll never learn. Hey, it was a great night at the Olympic Games as they opened up men's hockey here on Wednesday. We saw a couple of finals. How about Finland upset by Slovakia 4-1? Finland puts themselves already well behind here in the tournament. Sweden won 5-2 over Italy, despite the heroics, I thought, of the Italian goaltender, the Ducks prospect, Damian Clara, with 46 saves in the loss. He got a workout in there, and hey, he'll be with the Ducks so eventually, I would think. He looked pretty good. But we've got action here on Thursday, and hey, we might even come up with a couple of picks in the Olympic. I mean, we're going to have to. I mean, we've only got 3 NBA games, and I'm going to look at about maybe 10 college basketball games, but we've got NHL stars in action here and other international players at the Olympic Games as we go to 4 games here on Thursday, including Team USA versus Latvia in a first round game. USA, of course, led by Connor Hellebuck in goal and Austin Matthews, Jack Eichel. Also, Team Canada will be against Czechia here on Thursday. Team Canada, of course, led by Connor McDavid, Nathan McKinnon, Sidney Crosby, Mitch Marner. Should have a great team. The Canadians here, and other matchups include France and Switzerland. That one gets underway here in just a couple of hours, and Denmark and Germany. And don't let me forget, I'm going to come up with some plays here, I think, at the end of the show. All right, we're going to recap some other action and see who is here joining me for Night Moves. Here we got some other great sports we can cover a little bit. I do want to say one story here. I know no one follows the Live Tour. We do have the PGA coming up here also on Thursday. Let me give out a few picks here at the PGA. My top value plays. Or maybe to win the tournament without Scotty. Look, I mean, I can't take a 3-1, even if it's Scotty Scheffler. Right now, I've got Xander Schauffele at around 25-1, Griffin at 35-1, Thor Bjornsson at 40-1, Cootie at 60-1, Spawn 65-1, Kitayama 75-1, and Stevens at 90-1. There's a pack of 7 golfers that I look to maybe get in some top 5s, top 10s, maybe top 20s for those long shots in there, and maybe you can find some head-to-head matchups. That's Schauffele, Griffin, Thor Bjornsson, Cootie, Spawn, Kitayama, and Stevens at the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am here, the tournament this weekend. But just one story developing tonight in the Live Tour. I know no one watches it. I watched it, especially after a good story. Anthony Kim was named to this one of the teams here late, and went out and shot 5 under par tonight at the Live Tour. They did go pretty low there, but Anthony Kim, you might remember from 15 or more years ago when he burst on the scene, and everyone thought this kid was going to be a superstar. He had big time drug problems, even has a disfigured nose because of his problems here. He's yet to kind of acknowledge that publicly, but it's a known story. And he played as a wild card over the last year and a half on the Live Tour. He was added to a team here for the first time, and he went out and shot the lights out. He's had a couple of other rounds. He's always faded, really, but so to speak. And he did shoot here, I believe, a 5 under par tonight at the tournament in Adelaide. The leader is at 6 under, but I just want to mention he's on DJ's team, I believe, the 4 Aces there that Pat Perez used to be a part of. And he went out and shot a 67. Really good story there. We sometimes cross our eyes a little bit when they're battling back, but it looks like Kim totally had found it. Started a family, met a nice woman, and has really stayed clear. And if he could just come up with something like this this weekend, even just a strong finish, going to be a great story here if you like that sort of thing, and I do. So all right, also here, soccer, Spurs fired their coach last night. I got to play tomorrow in EPL. I'm going to go over to Tony'sPicks.com here real quick. I went 3-0 with my premium picks yesterday in EPL, so I'm firing again tomorrow. As let me go over to Tony'sPicks.com. We'll check out the handicapper leaderboards and see who's hot. Then I had to dabble in some college basketball again, and we were hot there with an 8-3 run in the last 11, but got nipped at the wire on one. I got a push on the other, so gave a few back, but still ended up in the green here on Wednesday. And let's see who else was hot over at Tony'sPicks.com. There's the top of the leaderboard right now is Nick Lagaretto's going 6-2 on the day. Bo Dunn continues to smash upon his return on the site. Went 4-1 on Wednesday. The VIP account 2-0-1 there. Shane Mickle 3-1. Ron Crawford rocking it here to a 4-2 record. David Racy 5-3. Double Shooty 2-1. There's Justin McKelvey stacks with a 2-1 record. There I am at 5-4. I squandered a 3-0 day there in the EPL. But hey, I've got a couple of plays up there right now in the EPL. You can click on the upcoming tab to find all the matches coming up, all the picks from everyone. And you see my pick, and you got Ron up there as well. So he might be on. Hey, you figure we're on the same. I don't want to say it because sometimes we hide the game, but there's one game tomorrow, and you can clean up with Ron and I tomorrow with our premium picks over at Tony's Picks there with that match. So Hope I didn't call out Ron there a little bit. But hey, let's take a look also who's been hot here over the last week. I know I'm on that list here. I want to plug that at least while I'm here. Nick Lagaretos there, 67%, double shooty up 5 1/3 units. Stephen Duncan. Only thing to slow him down is a lack of games here as he takes the the Olympic break off where he was crushing those props. There I am up over 4 1/3 units over the last 7 days. The Stacks is up 2 1/3 units there as well. Last 30 days there, you see what I'm talking about with Stephen Duncan smashing the NHL props. Nick Lagaretos up 24 1/3 units over the last 30 days. Double shooty up 16 units. Stacks is up 14 units. I'm up 9 units. Joey Tron up nearly 9 units, a VIP account, and Bo Dunn in the green over the last 30 days. And there you see the leaders so far this year, and I'm up there up 6 units since the start of the year. Been on a little bit of a roll. So hook me up with me over at Tony'sPicks.com. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 15% off all premium pick packages, including mine, here on Thursday as we get ready for a big sports weekend. At least we'll try. Some Olympics action, of course, some other sports going down in the Olympic Games. But check me out. I also have here a tennis match, actually, for my discount best bet here. We rolled a winner here on Thursday, so check me out on Wednesday, so check me out with my discount best bet. Click on the All Cappers tab, find the handicapper of your choice, click on their handicapper profile page, and that's how you can get signed up. You see my record of the last 30 days. I'm profitable in several sports over here. There's that Thursday discount best bet, and I do have another game up there. There it is, a tennis match there tomorrow. Every tennis match that I pick, there's a win that I had there with Tiafo and Korda. There is Korda got the straight sets win in Dallas over Francis Tiafo and some other winners there. There's those soccer winners I had. Kind of cooled down here after a hot streak, but that's all right. We'll get it back. All right. Thanks for joining me here. Thanks for listening to that. And go over to Tony'sPicks.com and check out all the handicappers over at Tony's Picks. All right, we see the folks coming on in here right now, including Cal Dog is ready to go here. And Mr. Weskers, I think he's like in the USA to win the Olympics here. I got to be honest, I'm on Team USA to win it all. Let's see if I can find my ticket here. I'd even show it on the screen if I can get it here. I think it's on one of my Vegas apps, so that's all right. Just have to take my word for it. Here with Team USA to win, I did take them, and let's see, LAOB. Oh man, I'm a big Pink Floyd fan. I don't know where you're a regular poster with all the games, but you're putting a bunch of great rock songs in there. Maybe I said something I don't know what I said, but. Let's see who is else here. And you know what? I think actually Mr. Weskers might be, because we started with basketball. Maybe he was talking basketball in there, but I would say you could say yes. I mean, that's the way I'm portraying it, right? I mean, if you look at the politically chart, I don't expect the NBA players to represent the United States very well. I think there's a lot of pride. I think a lot of players have a lot of pride for their country, but in what I view, the NBA has kind of taken a more liberal view of the landscape, and I don't think that will carry over into that tournament where the world can look at this as a chance to maybe put one over on the USA, who's certainly acting like a bit of a police of the world. That's what we're supposed to be doing. But I think the basketball players are going to have a lack of motivation. I think the world team will have the motivation in that tournament. Maybe that's what he's talking about. Could be two shoes that he's talking. Women's hockey as well. There have been some good games there, haven't there? They're off for a couple of days here, but they'll resume play. And let's see. I think that's going to be great when we talk about the women's tournament. Actually, there is one game tomorrow, of course. It's Canada and Finland. How could we forget the big matchup there? But Canada's a huge favorite in that game. But will be Canada and Finland tomorrow at the Olympic Games as we get down to some of the great action there. Canada right now taking a look at the current standings there. I think we have it here. Canada playing their final game here. They are 2-1 right now, and Finland 1-2. So see what happens in that final game. USA, of course, 4-0. Sweden 4-0. All right. And I love some of those songs, though. LALB, I was a big, Steely Dan is like one of my all-time favorites. They're just right up my alley tonight. Definitely, for me, Steely Dan, it might be a top 5 group of rock and roll groups. I mean, really up there for sure. Okay, I think that's it from a little bit from the previews. Hope I touched on everything that kind of is catching my eye here a little bit right now. Elsewhere in the Olympic Games, Jordan Stolz last night, you probably saw it. Gold medal in the men's 1,000 meters. Lindsey Vonn does undergo her second and third surgeries just within 2 days. Oh, man, you got to be groggy after that, don't you? Oh, man, poor Lindsey there. It was a lot worse than we could even anticipate after it happened, right? I almost want to apologize, even though she's not watching this, but I was like, saying don't be out there. And, if you have a knee injury, it can affect other ways. You end up twisting your leg wrong and differently, and maybe that's why we saw it go down the way it did. Okay, real quick, I want to recap some of the action here from the games, the big NBA schedule here, and then we'll kick it off and get with the show here. We did have winners on Night Moves here last night with the Cleveland Cavaliers. They rolled over Washington there for sure. Had that one, huh? Also, Night Moves winner here, Detroit and Toronto game to go under. We took the under there in that one with the win there by Detroit. They pretty much rocked them on the road there last night. Also, Night Moves winner here with Portland and Minnesota over. Now, I was saying last night that I wasn't sure that Ant was going to play with an illness, but he proved ready, and Portland got crushed in that one. We did have the over as a winner here on the show. Also under Clippers and Rockets at 207. Man, we said it was going to go under there when these two teams meet for sure. Also, we had the Utah Jazz to smoke the Kings. Oh, man. Jazz rocked them, gave us a winner here on Night Moves last night, and we did have the winner with the Spurs over the Spurs and Warriors game to go over as the Spurs went right over Golden State there, passed them right up and never looked back to crush the Warriors last night. All right, and also college basketball action. I thought we had some very good plays here on the show, and there were some great games last night as well, including Michigan and Northwestern. Michigan got the win. Northwestern led this game, you guys. You saw it, by 16 with 14:22 left in the game. Who got on Michigan at that point? When they were at a 10-1 spread. Michigan's won 9 in a row. They're now 23-1. It was a brick fest there yesterday, but Michigan got the win. Northwestern got the money. Alabama and Ole Miss. We had Alabama here on the show last night. Alabama didn't need no comeback. They led 32-30 at halftime, but pulled away in the second half, 61-44. Alabama won 6 of 8. We had a winner here on Night Moves with that one. The big one there with Missouri and Texas A&M. We did come short of that one. It was a great win for Missouri, 86-85. Impressive on the road. The Aggies were super effective, but Missouri was able to outscore them in the game. Not much defense going in that one. They also owned the boards a little bit for Missouri there in that one. How about DePaul? They beat Creighton. Just want to mention 72-71. Creighton's way down here, but DePaul got a conference win. Maryland over Iowa, 77-70. Maryland wins for the second time in a row, and they pulled off the win as a 10-point dog in that game there yesterday. Also, some other upsets, man. Late night, Penn State, 12.5-point dog, beat Washington on the road. UAB beat Tulsa 68-63. Virginia Tech over Clemson. We missed that one on Night Moves last night, I think. Oh, no, we didn't. No, I don't know if we previewed that one actually last night, but we did look at the game between Texas State and Troy. We got that one, missed that one, but Texas State did beat them 74-62. And some other finals from yesterday included the late game, New Mexico over Grand Canyon 70-64. Also Syracuse in double overtime over Cal 107-100. UAB beat Tulsa 68-63. South Florida, they came back from a 33-26 halftime deficit, beat Wichita 66-58 there. So we didn't have a great night with the picks here on the show. So we better get with it here on Thursday in mid-major Thursday, okay? Let's get to the previews right now, and I want to hear from you in the chat as we get ready to go. Just the 3 games in the NBA, man. What are we going to do? All right. Let's take a look at the action here for Thursday night. We're going to go to our first game here of our 3-game card. The Bucks on the road here, taking on the Thunder. Thunder going to be a big favorite here right now, but the Bucks continue to kind of defy their record, I guess. If you think about it, they keep finding ways to cover right now. They are getting 12.5 here. No, they're getting 14 right now. It's already gone up a little bit here with OKC. I'm showing here maybe 13s right now. Let me not get too carried away with that spread. I think it's generally 13 here, and the total right about 215 right now. So for Milwaukee here, look, they're coming in off of a win last time out. They beat Orlando 106-108 yesterday to revenge that previous loss at Orlando. So they grabbed the second of the back-to-back games there in that one for the Thunder. They took it on the took it to Phoenix there last night, 136-109. Oklahoma City took it out on them. So can they get motivated here to win a game by double digits at home? They did cover 11.5 recently against Orlando in kind of the similar role, but let's see how you have this one, because this is the last games for the teams here, and some of them are playing back-to-back, or I think all of them might be, right? Did they all play last night? Maybe 2 of them were off. I'm trying to remember here right now, but nonetheless, these 2 teams did play, and right now, Oklahoma City comes in here with a spread record of 13-15 at home. Milwaukee 12-16 against the spread on the road. They are 16-15 ATS as a dog, and like I said, Milwaukee, they just kind of keep finding a way to cover some of these numbers here right now and win games without Giannis in there. It's kind of mind-boggling, really. They've won here 4 of their last 5 games coming into this one. And Oklahoma City, we know that, they've had some struggles of late, but they've won 2 in a row here right now. Milwaukee is 4-1 straight up and against the spread in their last 5. They're 1-4 straight up and against the spread in their last 5 against Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City's won 12 of their last 18 and gone 4-2 against the spread in their last 6 games overall. Oklahoma City's gone over in 6 of their last 7 coming in. They're 7-3 to the over in their last 10, but Milwaukee is 9-19 to the under on the road, and 14 of the last 20 games between these 2 teams have gone under. Now, it might be a reactionary to just say go over in these last games. I think we're hearing a lot of that from pundits here tonight, but I'm actually going to go under in this one as my play here on Night Moves. I'll try to be that guy. You can come in and give me the business tomorrow if it goes over. Let's see what we have from you guys in the chat. I think this is more dysfunctionality than no defense here. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay, Bucks with the points for Cal Dog. And Bucks first half for LALV. I like having LALV back in the fold here. And I think that might be it from the crew. Man, I'm going to try the under here at 215. I mean, if it was like a sure over, wouldn't it be at least 220 here? I don't know, but I'm going to take the under here in this one. The meeting that they've had back on January 21st was an under 122 to 102. Oklahoma City got the win as a 12-point favorite, went under 225 in that one. So, look, it's not 225 today, it's 215. I don't know if they're handing out free money here, but Milwaukee's a pretty big time under on the road. So, even though Oklahoma City does trend over here as a favorite and of this season and of late, they are 14-14 to the over-under at home. That's not a pattern. It's just 50-50, but they go over usually on the road. So I'm going to go under. All right. And let's see what else we got here. Mr. Wesker just keeps backing the Bucks. Timmy might be agreeing with me here on this under. Next up. Now, this ain't going to be an under. This is not going to be an under with the Portland Trail. This is a premium right here. I'm going over in this one. This is going to be 250 points scored, unless I don't know what I'm talking about, which is quite possible. But Portland comes in here. They lost here. They lost yesterday at Minnesota 133 to 109. Gave up a bunch of points in that one. Now, that was Minnesota, of course. But Portland here had won 3 in a row before that, and we're scoring some points, actually. Scored 135 against Memphis, 135 against Philadelphia, and they're going up against one of the worst defenses, certainly, in the league, unless you want to talk about certain intangibles. Utah does do some things well defensively. They've got some shot blockers. They're pretty nifty on the steals, but I think they're last in defense scoring-wise, right? So for Portland here, good offensive rebounding team, and they're favored in this one by 7.5, total 236. Portland is 3-7 and straight up in their last 10, 2-6 against the spread in their last 8 games overall. Portland is just 1-7 in the last 8 games against the spread versus the Utah Jazz. The Jazz have covered 6 straight. Everyone's online right now on social media complaining that the Jazz are tanking. They've just covered 6 straight games despite going 4-12 against the spread. They are trying. They're not close right now to the bottom, to go to El Tanko mode right now. But they do have some personnel issues. I think Markkanen, since he played yesterday, might be not playing today. He is questionable, and usually in spots like this, he needs the day off. Keontae George is questionable. Shaden Sharp's questionable. And that might be it on the Portland side, but I don't care who's in there. I got to think this game's heading into the 250 range here. I'd ramp it up here in this one. Granted, it is, in fact, it's 238 already. Okay, there it is. Okay, my sheet here has 236.5 on it, so it was already moving up, and that's what I'm doing. I'm moving on up with Portland and Utah here in this one. Portland is 16-5 to the over as a favorite. Utah is 28-20 to the over as an underdog. 19-9 to the over at home. 7 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams have gone over. Portland's gone over in 6 straight. Utah's gone under in 5 of their last 7, but all the other trends say over, and I'm going to have to go way over in this one. I've got the over with the Trailblazers and the Jazz, please. All right, here we go. Utah on the points, says Timmy Two Shoes. Maybe they'll go over. LLB says 7 of the last 10 have gone over. Cal Dog, though, likes the under in this one. He likes Utah as well. And let's see, your covering is only for gamblers, right, Mr. Weskers? That's just the thing, Mr. Weskers. A lot of people can, and I read, I don't usually go like, I'll try to weigh it, right? When I'm reading the my favorite trends. I mean, look, there's a whole sheet of trends here. I'd spend all day. I just try to pick the ones. I curate the ones that kind of fit what my play sometimes, but I also have to be fair when, and I say it right, I'm bucking these trends, or I'm fading. I'm going against this strong trend. But I think for the most part, when you look at the covering the spread, to me is the ultimate, right? Do you play better than you were expected, or do you play worse than was expected of your team? So I always think ATS is the way to go, even in a pick'em, right? In a pick'em, I'm not looking at. I will maybe recite it and pick'em. When a team's at home, okay, this is a pick'em game, so they're 10-6 at home. The other team's 3-7 on the road. That might be fair. They play in different teams of different levels. So, but you could say it's a pick'em game and still go to the spread in that, because the expectation is it's supposed to be a close game. So, some teams fare better when they are a favorite and some don't. That's how we cover it here, right? You know how I play it. Gaming Gangs here tonight. Portland and the over. And Mr. Wesker, see, he's saying what everybody's saying about the Utah players, but the players that are coming in are playing just as hard right now, and they keep covering spreads. The Utah Jazz are probably going to want to take them again here tomorrow as well. Portland looked, obviously, last night pretty woeful. Look, I was on Portland in that game, but that was before Ant was ruled in. I really thought he might miss the game there, but hey, no problem. We had the over as our play here on Night Move, so we had that one, and it wasn't necessarily going over in the first half. Okay, let's see. Utah money line for sure. Yeah, I got it there. I probably can go get behind something like that. Utah here off a pair of wins over Miami on the road. They beat up on Sacramento last night, 121-93. It was no contest. The Kings are the worst, and even Utah was able to beat them up. Portland's had some success, no doubt about it, as a favorite, but Utah does a pretty good job too, and Portland just 12-14 against the spread on the road, and they've not fared well in this series. So, all right, give me the over, though, in that one for sure. Okay, next up, our last game here with Mavericks. Taking on the Lake Show tonight, but the Lakers favored this one, by 6.5. You just keep, in fact, it's 7.5 now, 232.5. It's gone up a point here since I put these lines in. So, man, we know right now that LeBron is expected to play in this game. Austin Reeves also probable here. No Luka. No Ayton, no Ayton questionable, Smart questionable. For the Mavs, Cooper Flagg, he's out of this game. So get him in ready for the weekend's festivities. Dallas isn't going anywhere, and he's going to be one of the biggest stars on the court here. For Dallas, also Klay Thompson questionable here, and Lively is out. Dallas is on a massive losing streak as well, so they're probably going to be up against it here against the Lakers. They might be able to get the number here even in this one. Dallas has lost 8 straight games, 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 games. Overall, coming into this one, Dallas with losses too. Phoenix here 2 nights ago. They are the rested. No, okay, this is a game. These two teams these were the 2 teams that did not play on Thursday night. On Wednesday night. So both teams come in a little rested here. Dallas has failed to cover in 4 straight games right now. Lakers back-to-back losses against OKC and San Antonio. So maybe they can get a bounce-back victory here in this one. I'm actually going to take the Lakers here and lay the points. Dallas is 12-5 against the spread, last 17 against the Lakers, but that was a different Dallas team right now, and this one's having trouble, even with as great as Cooper Flagg has been, and he's missing this game. I kind of think the Lakers might get a rare blowout. Well, I would say rare, but they've had success as a home favorite in some games. They're 20-11 against the spread as a favorite. Dallas is just 8-15 against the spread on the road, although a decent dog for sure. Give me the Lakers. Give me the Lakers tonight in this one. I'll lay 7.5. I'll lay a little tax here. All right, let's see here. No flag. LALB's on the under. And Cal Dog liking the under here. The Laker game on Thursday night. And that's it for the NBA, you guys. Oh, man. Okay, well, good thing we've got a bunch of blockbuster games in here. This is for degenerates only, the college basketball segment here right now. You're going to have be ready with these matchups. Hope it's okay. Hope you got some picks. If not, I'm going to give my picks out right now. All right, we'll start at the first game here on the top of the board. Anyway, it's on the extra board, but it's the first game of the night. You know, Tony always says it's good to start with the first game sometimes. And we've got NJIT taking on New Hampshire. College basketball action here for Thursday. And one time change also. I want to say there's actually a couple of games that go off at the 6 o'clock hour. So this one's just first in the rotation anyway, with NJIT here coming in with a 4-game winning streak. They're 13-12 right now is NJIT. Take a look at the America East standings here right now, and NJIT is 8-2. New Hampshire is 4-5. Now, the UMBC is 7-2. They play Maine, so these teams are favored, or at least are not favored, but are in close games on the road here. Baltimore College is also, they're favored on the road in this one. NJIT is an underdog, so this is a close situation up here at the top of the standings. Also, Vermont plays Binghamton, but they're a double-digit favorite. So important time here in the America East right now. So I took this one here, NJIT, with a 4-game winning streak over Albany, Vermont, Lowell, and Binghamton. They covered them all. They were underdogs against Albany and Vermont. They outright won, and they covered as favorites at home against Lowell and Binghamton here. They are 8-2 against the spread in their last 10 games overall, 10-6 against the spread as an underdog, which they are now. And for New Hampshire here, they come in right now with a 2-game losing streak on the road to Bryant and Vermont. It's very tough to win on the road in this conference, actually, and that's what makes it a little bit tough here for NJIT. Here on Thursday. So let's see what you have in this one. Total 143 here. You do have NJIT 7-9 to the under as an underdog. These two teams did meet about a month ago, and it was 80-76 in favor of NJIT at home. They won by 4 as a 1.5-point dog in that one. NJIT's gone 6-1 straight up and against the spread in their last 7 games. New Hampshire's won 5 of their last 6 at home, but lost 12 of their last 18 overall. Here, they've also gone over in 6 of their last 9 games coming into this one. I'm actually going under in this one at 143.5 with New Jersey IT and New Hampshire. Going to go under in this one. See if you guys like this one in the chat. I gotcha. And it's going to be Mr. Weskers likes New Jersey Institute of Technology on the money line, and LALB also likes LALB likes he likes NJIT. Sonny says, why not just roll the money line dice? Maybe we should just roll the money line dice in this one to see who we're going to pick. Cal Dogs on New Hampshire here. Timmy Two Shoes, we're getting ready for baseball opening day of spring training, but more so, you know what else is coming up here, Timmy, in just 2 days? College baseball, and what a card to open the college baseball season here on Friday with about 18 or 19 games that are really some good matchups here. We'll see if we have the coverage on Tony's picks. I've racked up some big numbers on the site before in college baseball, that's for sure. LALB likes Baltimore College in that game. Thank you for commenting on that game, LALB. I don't have it in the preview here. So I'm going under in this one. Okay, next up, got another nice one here. Let's get to it. This is probably the biggest game here, at least for the like a major or mid-major conferences. Maybe the biggest one out of the group, I think, here with Hofstra and Charleston. With Charleston here, second place in the Coastal, half a game back of Wilmington. Hofstra is 7-5 right now, 2.5 back in the standings, but in third place, so it makes it an interesting game here. But Charleston is at home here in this one, but only a 1-point favorite, even though they're 2 games ahead of them in the standings. Both teams come in here 16-9. Hofstra, is widely regarded maybe as the best team in the league. It's just that they've had some key losses here right now. And you know what? I mean, Charleston, they're trying to get the conference regular season title. They have a much better chance than Hofstra does here. Hofstra pretty much have to start winning them all from this point. So Hofstra here has won 3 straight, so they're halfway there with wins over Monmouth, Northeastern, and Towson. They were favored in all of them, and they covered them all. Hofstra's, they are still a favorite, an underdog here, right? Let me take a look, because they are a pretty terrific underdog. But like I said, it's almost a pick 'em if we're going to talk about it the way we just did, saying, hey, when you got to pick a game like this, you might just want to look and see how the team is doing against the spread. And Hofstra is 10-5 against the spread on the road coming into this one. And yeah, in fact, Charleston, 1 or 1.5 point favorite. So we'll see. Hofstra 6-1 against the spread as an underdog. Charleston here, meanwhile, though, 10-5 against the spread as a favorite. So you got 2 teams that are doing pretty well in covering numbers. Although Charleston does come in off of a home loss to Wilmington, 76-54 as a 1.5 point favorite, and that actually ended a bit of a winning streak. Charleston was pretty hot up until that point, and ended up taking that loss. Charleston was on a 5-game winning streak. They've also won 8 of their last 9 games at home. They've gone 5-1 against the spread in their last 6. Hofstra just 3-6 against the spread in their last 9. They are 14-6 straight up in their last 20. Hofstra's gone under in 4 of their last 5 games coming in, although they are 10-5 to the over on the road and 5-2 to the over as a dog. Meanwhile, for Charleston, they've gone under in 4 of their last 5, and they are 5-9 to the under at home. I'm going to go over in this one, actually, with Hofstra and Charleston. Give me the over with these two. Bucking the trends a little bit there. I'm going over. All right. And Sonny, Sonny, that's good. That, I was like looking at that. I wonder, I don't know if you took a look at it, Sonny, but tonight there was a tournament on TV. They were playing a one-on-one tournament tonight with the ladies, and they're going to continue that tournament here tonight. On Friday anyway. I think they're giving a day off, but they're down to the second round there. And some of the players that did advance include Veronica Burton, Kelsey Mitchell, Natasha Heidemann, Kelsey Plum, Arike Ogunbowale, Paige Beckers, Jackie Young, Chelsea Gray, Aaliyah Boston, Brianna Stewart, Shakira Austin, Aaliyah Edwards, Sanaya Rivers, Alicia Gray, Ray Burrell, and Sonia Citron. They're playing basically a one-on-one tournament. Each game takes about 15 minutes there, and they had the first games on Wednesday night on True TV, and then on Friday it'll be on TNT and True TV there. So there is a one-on-one tournament. The WNBA right now, they're still trying to work on a contract, actually. Here's Cal Dog on Hofstra, LALB on the under, and Cal Dog says Hofstra for a payback. So, but like I said, that's what I was saying about the NBA. They're going to have to do this one-on-one tournament because it was fun. It was downright cool. I mean, I just have to say that. Okay, let's see here. Next up. All right, Marist is going to take on Merrimack here in action in the MAAC here tonight with Merrimack in first place here, 12-2 right now. Marist is 10-5. This is the only game in the MAAC, but you do have first place Marist trying to get away from St. Peter's. Merrimack is 12-2. St. Peter's is 11-3. Siena is 10-4, and then you have Marist in there. So pretty interesting game here with these two teams in the MAAC here tonight for Marist. They come in here off of a loss. They're 16-8. Merrimack's won 4 straight. They're 16-9 right now. Merrimack with consecutive wins and covers here is a favorite in all of them against St. Peter's, against Sacred Heart, against Mount St. Mary's, and against Ryder. Merrimack's playing very well right now. Meanwhile, for Marist, they did lose at Fairfield 63-60 last time out. They were favored in that game. They were winning before that. They were on a bit of a winning streak. They had wins and covers against Ryder and Niagara. Merrimack's 7-1 against the spread at home. Marist is just 5-7 against the spread on the road. Merrimack also 8-2 against the spread as a favorite. These two teams are a combined 16-32 to the under. I can do the math there. They go under 67% of the time this season with these two teams. Also, Merrimack 2-8 to the under as a favorite. Marist 1-4 to the under as an underdog. 4-8 to the under on the road here. So see what you like in this one. Marist has gone under in 6 of their last 7, including 4 of their last 5 on the road. Merrimack's gone under in 5 of their last 6. Coming in, Merrimack's covered 6 straight at home. Coming into this one, I want to see what you guys have here. I got to go under. The Sharps are already all over the over. These guys never lose when they go against these trends, but this just feels like a hardcore under right here, given what we've seen so far, and the fact that these two teams met back on January 19th. The final score was 68-85 in that one. Merrimack won it on the road as a 6.5-point dog. So I'm going to go under here. It's 131. Give me the under here in this one between Marist and Merrimack. Let's see what you have in the chat here. I think the line's actually 4 right now at a few spots, but I'm going under 131 as my night moves bet here. All right. Try to get on Marist for Mr. Weskers. And Jimmy says, we are on the Deegan watch here tonight with these. Jimmy says it's going to be a big-time under in LALB. He likes Merrimack in this one. All right, we move on here with Fort Wayne on the road taking on Green Bay here in this one. College basketball action for Thursday night. Checking out the standings right now in the Horizon League. You've got IPFW, they're 8-6 coming in. Green Bay is 9-6. Wright State leads the standings right now 11-3. They are at home against Detroit Mercy, who's 7-7 in conference play. Oakland is at home against Youngstown. Youngstown 5-9, Oakland 10-4. So I think for these two teams, the loser goes home, if you know what I mean. They're not going to be able to overcome it. The winner still may have an outside chance for a conference regular season title or maybe a share of it. Here in this one with IPFW coming in 14-11 overall. Green Bay is 14-12 coming in, but it's Green Bay that's won 2 straight, including a 76-63 win at home over Detroit. They did win at KU, at NKU, 87-84 as an 8-point dog. For Fort Wayne, they're off consecutive losses to Youngstown. They were favored at home in that one and lost, and then they lost outright by 5. They did cover 6.5, though, in that one against first place Wright in a bit of an upset bid, but they did lose the game. there. So right now, Green Bay is just a slight favorite here in this one at 1.5, and the total 142. These teams in the first meeting, finally, Green Bay was able to get a win, 72-54 over Fort Wayne. Fort Wayne had kind of been owning the series here recently, so it was Green Bay's game there, 72-54. They clobbered them, actually. Green Bay was actually an 8-point dog in that game. They won big on the road. That was kind of the start of the resurgence. It felt like, maybe a group before that, Green Bay was getting a few wins in there. And look, Green Bay's had done a pretty nice job here. Gottlieb's, I'm not saying turn it around, but he's obviously got them kind of in contention here right now at 9-6 in conference play. Pretty good considering where they were last year. Green Bay has gone over in 6 of their last 10 games overall. We got Fort Wayne here under in 5 of their last 6 games as an underdog here, but I think just the fact that these two teams, the first meeting did go under, produced 126 points, and the total was 145 on that night, but should be more competitive here anyway. I want to take the over in this one with Green Bay and Fort Wayne. I don't have the trends really to back this one up. I'm going to go with the eye test a little bit and say that we just get a little bit different tempo and maybe pressure here, if you will, or need for Fort Wayne to make sure that they don't get rocked here. They got to make sure they step it up offensively in this game and make sure they're able to keep to stay in it, I think. So I'm going to go over 142 here with Fort Wayne and Green Bay. Let's see if you have a play on this one tonight. Fort Wayne is 12-6 in their last 18 games. Fort Wayne 6-2 ATS in their last 8. They've gone over in 5 of their last 7. Fort Wayne has won 9 of the last 10 meetings between these two teams. Like I said, they had owned the series a little bit until that last win by Green Bay. Green Bay's covered 9 of their last 12. They actually won 10 of their last 15. Green Bay's gone over in 6 of their last 9 games, and 5 of the last 7 between the two teams have gone over. So I'm on the over here with Fort Wayne and Green Bay. All right, and we've got here, everyone loves Night Moves Mid-Major Thursday. Here's Mr. Weskers on Green Bay. It's easy money. Timmy Two Shoes might be on Fort Wayne. Cal Dog's on Green Bay. Timmy Two Shoes says he might go over. Maybe he will after I said I'm going over. Green Bay may whack him, says Cal Dog. LALB's on the over. And Timmy Two Shoes says Wisconsin Green Bay, I think they're pretentious name. Okay, let's see here. Next up, got to go to the Summit League now, you guys. We're looking for games all over this country. Let's go to the Summit League here with St. Thomas. They're 9-2, just a game behind North Dakota State right now. Omaha comes in 5-6. St. Thomas has the best 2 players, I think, in the league, in Minnesota and Janowski. Here, the young underclassmen here performing so well right now. Really, these guys are pretty hot players here. This line may be a little short. Let's see how you have it with these two. St. Thomas on the road. Still a tough game here. They're trying to keep pace with North Dakota State, but Omaha, like I said, comes in here with a 5-6 record into this one for Omaha here. They come in 12-14 overall. St. Thomas is 20-6. St. Thomas with 3 straight wins coming into this one as favorite over Missouri, Kansas City. Then they were an underdog at South Dakota State and knocked them out, and then beat Oral Roberts as a 15.5-point favorite and got the money in that one, crushing Oral 92-75. St. Thomas is 10-8 against the spread as a favorite, 7-5 against the spread on the road. Omaha is 3-4 against the spread at home. These two teams have not yet met this season. Did meet 3 times last year. Omaha won a pair of games, including in the conference tournament, 85-75 as a 3.5-point dog. Omaha got the win in that one. And I might be on another total here, I think, in this one. Yes, St. Thomas is 4-8 to the over on the road, but they're 11-7 to the over as a favorite, and Omaha is 10-7 to the over as a dog at 155. I'm probably going to be on the over here on this one. I'm taking totals here on mid-major Thursday with St. Thomas and Omaha. Give me the over 155 in this one with the Tommies over the Mavericks. Here, let's see what you guys have in this one. St. Thomas has won 13 of their last 15. They've covered 4 of their last 5. They've also covered 6 of the last 9 meetings between these two teams. Omaha 4-1 ATS in their last 5 games. 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone over. St. Thomas has gone over in 4 of their last 5, but Omaha's gone under in 5 of their last 7. I'm going to take the over in this one with St. Thomas and Omaha. St. Thomas for LALB. Cal Dog is on St. Thomas, and Timmy will take the over here in this one. Not only, as I said, they haven't met this season. I mentioned those 3 meetings last year. They all went over, and not only that, this is the Summit Conference, and basically this whole league is a massive over pretty much all season long. St. Thomas is probably, maybe even Omaha, one of the 2 teams that really haven't produced a tremendous amount of overs here, but this league has produced plenty of overs this season. Should have probably come in with the numbers on that. I got you here, gang. Look at this one. Let's take a look here and go to Tennessee Martin and Lindenwood. Visit the Ohio Valley in this one with first place, Tennessee Martin, 11-3. Coming into this one, taking on a Lindenwood team that's 9-5. This one's going to be a crazy finish for sure. Martin's 11-3. SEMO is 10-4. Tennessee State's 10-4. Lindenwood 9-5. Edwardsville 9-5, and Moorhead 9-5. And that's where you cut it off. It's basically the top 5 and the bottom 5 here in this Ohio Valley Conference. For Tennessee Martin, of course, got the great combination of Bukanirovic and Deniushis. This is where'd my 1.5 go there on Lindenwood? That's what makes Tennessee Martin so special. Lindenwood, Aeneas Futrell and company. So, look, it's a good game here for this conference. It's important in the standings right now. You got Lindenwood here favored. They are 15-10 coming in. Martin comes in 19-6. They just had their winning streak snapped. They lost versus Moorhead as an 8.5-point favorite at home, a crucial loss for Martin. They're still 8-4 against the spread on the road here. And for Lindenwood, they are 9-13 against the spread overall. They won and covered last time out on the road. 79-74 is a 1.5-point favorite at Little Rock. Before that, lost to Edwardsville, but beat Southern Indiana and Moorhead before that. So this is a good, important game here, and I might be too scared again. Good thing Greg Gibson's not here to crack on me for taking the total in all these games, because I think I'm about to take the total in this one with Tennessee Martin Lindenwood. Although Martin does come in here with a 2-5 record in their last 7 against the spread against Lindenwood. They've covered 5 of their last 6 on the road. Martin has won 11 of their last 13 overall. Lindenwood's won 13 of their last 19 coming in. Lindenwood's gone over in 5 of their last 6, including 5 straight at home. However, Tennessee Martin has gone under in 8 of their last 9, and they are 6-16 to the under overall. Lindenwood 7-2 to the over at home. So you do have a clash of, Martin is an under team. I understand that. They've gone under, like I said, in 16 of 26. They've gone under in 8 of their last 10. But on the road, just 6 overs and 6 unders. So they're 10-0 to the 10-0 to the under at home or not on the true road anyway. So you see what I'm saying there. When they're at home, it's Undercity, good defense. On the road, not so much. And here they are at Lindenwood, a team that goes over quite a bit at home, 7-2 the over. So they're also 10-4 the over as a favorite. So I got to go over here with this one with Tennessee Martin and Lindenwood, even with Tennessee Martin's hardcore under trend here. Okay, let's see what you have here in this one. Hope I'm doing a good job breaking down these mid-major games tonight. And Cal Dog likes the over, first one to 80. Mr. Weskers likes Tennessee Martin on the number there. LALB going under, though. And Cal Dog likes UT Martin. I'm not done with you. Let's go to the whack. Wacky in the whack here with the Utah Valley and Utah Tech. Speaking of Utah, I saw A.J. DeBonsa at the Utah game. Wouldn't he look good in the Utah Jazz uniform? Okay. Take a look at this one here with Utah Valley and Utah Tech in the whack here on Thursday night. Both teams coming in hot right now. Utah Valley, 3-game winning streak here. Wins over Tarleton, Abilene, and UT Arlington. For Utah Tech here, meanwhile, a 4-game winning streak over Southern Utah, Abilene, Tarleton, and Texas Arlington. So once you knock out a few of these teams and then you're up here at the top of the standings like these two teams are, you've got a big game here in the Western Athletic Conference tonight with Utah Valley in first place, tied with Cal Baptist at 8-3. Meanwhile, for Utah Tech here, they're in third place, 7-4, 1 game back. Utah Valley got the great combo of Holcomb and Leon Hart here, and Utah Tech, of course, senior Ethan Potter leading the way for Utah Tech. They are 13-9 against the spread this season, although Utah Valley 11-8 against the spread as a favorite, but just 4-8 against the spread on the road. These two teams met in January. It was 92-76. Utah Valley won again. They usually do. They dominated this series pretty good when these two teams have met, won several in a row when these teams have squared off. Utah Valley has won 5 straight over Utah Tech, although I think a couple of them were back when they were Dixie State. Maybe one of them here. Has it been 2 years now that we've had Utah Valley, right, and not Dixie State? Utah Tech is 5-1 straight up and against the spread in their last 6 games. Coming into this one, 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone over. You know, I don't come on here taking a lot of overs on this show, but on Mid-Major Thursday here, I'm taking pretty much all overs. Give me the over here in this one with Utah Valley and Utah Tech. Not a lot of trends might say that going over here, but Utah Tech's gone over in 10 of their last 15 games overall coming in. I've got an over here. The first meeting went over. They scored 168 points with 149 total in that meeting in January. So give me another over here. I've got a lot of overs here on this card. Huh? Don't see that from me very often, but maybe on a mid-major Thursday. Maybe that's when it is. Okay, here we go. With LALB, I think, likes the over here in this one. Cal Dog's going to take Utah Valley and maybe buy it down here to, 5.5 or so, I think. All right. Hey, we're moving up in the world here. Well, I don't want to say it like that, but let's go and take a look here with this one in the Missouri Valley with first place Belmont. 12-3 right now, 22-4. We know they've been incredible here, and they're taking on Northern Iowa, who's currently in 4th place at 8-6. Now, Belmont does have a 2-game lead over Murray and Bradley coming into this one. Belmont's 22-4 overall, but they did lose the other night. Caught everybody by surprise, I think, when they lost that game to Bradley. I think Bradley's proving to have another good season here. Old school Bradley almost here right now, but We're talking Belmont and UNI here. Belmont, it was on a pretty good winning streak before that. They haven't been a great cover. They're actually just 4-7 against the spread at home, and Northern Iowa's 4-1 against the spread as an underdog. Northern Iowa with consecutive wins and covers here as favorites over Evansville and Bradley, and they won and covered as a dog. They won outright as a dog, 89-60 at Murray. They drilled them there in an important game for UNI, winning it on the road over second place Murray here. For Belmont, again, they lost to Bradley at on the road, 95-84 is a 1.5 point favorite. But before that, it was a winning streak for Belmont, a big winning streak here. So they'll try to get back to their winning ways. Favored by just 5, but it could be a close game. Belmont, I think, had won 9 straight before that. They're 9-1 anyway in their last 10 games, coming in 5-2 against the spread in their last 7. Northern Iowa, those won not only 4 of their last 5, despite the loss there to Southern Illinois back a couple of 2 weeks ago, but they're also 5-1 against the spread in their last 6. 6 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams have gone over. I'm going over again. Everybody, I'm sorry. That's just, I've got to go. I'm going with what I'm going with. I'm going over here. Belmont's gone over in 4 of their last 5. They're 13-9 to the over as a favorite, 7-4 to the over at home. UNI is 3-7 to the under on the road, but I'm going to go over 137 here. Could be my numbers are off on the mid-majors. Mr. West is going to take the Bruins. He says, I'm going to take the other Bruins. LALV's on the over, though, with me. Gal Dog says, Belmont owes me. I've got one more, gang. One more, and it's in the Big West. And it's my UC San Diego Tritons taking on the Davis Aggies here. College basketball action for Thursday in the Big West here right now. UC San Diego 6-7 coming in, but Davis is 8-5, just a game and a half behind Hawaii and Irvine. Now, those teams are in action. We could have focused on those, but Hawaii's taking on last place Bakersfield, and Irvine's taking on a 5-8 Cal Poly team. Those guys should keep pace. Now, Santa Barbara is taking on Riverside, but Riverside's 3-10, so the top 3 teams should win. Pressure's on Davis here to keep pace with these teams right now. Davis comes in here 15-9. UCSD is 16-9, but Davis has won 3 in a row right now with wins over Santa Barbara, also Bakersfield and Cal Poly. For UC San Diego, they're in off of a loss here to Hawaii on the road, but also they've not looked good here this season. Unfortunately, they had to get rid of their successful coach, and the program's kind of just having a little bit of a bounce. They were so hot coming in here. I mean, how they had that run in the tournament, just not the same this year. But for UCSD, they are just 1-4 straight up and against the spread in their last 5 games overall. For Davis here, they've won 4 of 5, and they've covered 6 of the last 9 meetings against UC San Diego. Now, they have lost 4 of the last 5 against Tritons here, but that was when UC San Diego was probably a little bit better, although UC San Diego did win the earlier meeting here at Davis in about 3 weeks ago. 80-74 on the road as a 1.5 point favorite in that one. I'm going under in this game. UC San Diego's gone under in 4 of their last 5. 8 of the last 11 meetings have gone over, but UCSD doesn't quite have that same offense. UCSD's gone under in 7 of their last 10. I will note that UC Davis is 9-3 to the over as an underdog, but I'm going under in this one with UC Davis and UC San Diego. I really do have an honest under. I take a lot of unders. You got to cut me some slack here when I want to go over in most of the games on a mid-major Thursday, and the Summit League's playing one of the games. All right, let's see what you have here in this one. with Cal Dog on UC Davis. LALB's going over, and Mr. Weskers likes UCSD in this one. That is it for the card. Now I'm going to give a few plays out here in hockey right now, and let me go to it here with my selections in, and we'll get on out of here. But let me go with my hockey plays here. Let me get the banner up here. We're going to get on out of here, but there is some other action. I'm watching live action here right now. It's 4:11 Eastern Time, 1:11 Pacific here on the West Coast, or in Las Vegas anyway. We do have some great action here coming up right now. I'm watching some freestyle skiing here, men's moguls. Right now, you're going to look for Hiroshima of Japan in that one. Also, women's Super G going here shortly for a gold medal. Alice Robinson of New Zealand. Watch out. Could be a New Zealander here, surprising in the Super G. Cross-country skiing. Got Norway there with a big candidate to win that one. Snowboard, Grandin of Canada could be the men's snowboard cross as well. Speed skating, women's 5,000 meters, Wickland again of Norway in there. Team relay luge, watch for Germany again. And of course, the featured coverage tonight, women's half pipe with Chloe Kim out there. That was a horrible accident there yesterday with the gal from China. It looked like she suffered a spinal fracture there and was had to be stabilized on the course there. But Chloe Kim came through with boyfriend in tow, Miles Garrett, watching there, looking cold, but enjoying Chloe Kim going for the gold medal tonight. Also, short track speed skating, look for Belzebor of Netherlands on the women's side, and Siegel of Italy on the men's side. Some of the action there. Okay, here we go with France and Switzerland here. I'm going to take France plus 3.5 goals in this one at minus 125. I'm taking France to hang here. The total is 5.5 over 20. Look, here in the men's, yes, we're going to have some big numbers, but we've already seen one team score big there yesterday. Don't forget with Finland and Slovakia. Slovakia won, and they were pretty much $5 dogs in that game to start things off. And Italy and Sweden was 2-2 there before Sweden pulled away with 2 goals in the third period. It was just 3-2 at the end of 3. And Sweden was even a more massive favorite over Italy. They didn't cover the puck line at all. I'll take France here, though, plus 3.5, minus $1.25. I've got here Canada, minus 2.5 goals against Czechia here. I think Canada can take this one down. Could be some goals in that one. I'm going to take Canada minus 2.5. USA and Latvia, look, massive puck line here. I don't even think I can get behind this with USA laying. A lot of people were talking maybe laying 5.5 at plus 250 if you really want to go for a USA blowout in the game. But for me, I'm going to just stick to the total here. Give me the over at 6.5 goals at minus $1.25. I'm going to go over here with USA and Latvia. And finally, I'm going to wrap it up with Germany, minus 1.5 goals at even money against Denmark here. I'm taking Germany to win on the puck line here. It might be minus 1.5 now in that one. The total is 5.5 over 5.5 under 30, and I think Denmark is going to be hard pressed to score actually against Germany in that game. It could be an under there with that one. So hope you enjoy the action tomorrow with Olympic hockey. I think that's all I've got time for here with you guys. I really appreciate you joining me here on a slow night, but we had a couple dozen of you in here, so talk about some of these other sports tonight. Okay, thanks a lot, Andrew K. You love watching that drone chase the skier down there, right? Hey, look, nobody has a problem with the drone chasing down the skiers, but boy, you put one up over El Paso at night, and we're going to shut down the airport for 2 weeks. Okay, nobody knows what's going on. Men's hockey for Timmy Tushu, Cal Dog, like in Germany as well. And how about Draisaitl to score there? I think you gotta see one from Draisaitl. And that's going to do it here for Night Moves. What a fun time I had. After the monotony of right when you go down 15 NBA games like last night, you like to talk about some of these other sports a little bit. We cover our sports at Tony's Picks, but look, we're going to have a little bit of a respite here with the NBA and NHL right now with premium picks. So I'll be firing over there on some of the other picks. Head on over to Tony'sPicks.com and check out my premium picks here for the action on Thursday. I'm already ready to go here with one in soccer tomorrow with EPL action. I've got the total between Arsenal and Brentford, and then we've got a tennis match here coming up in the afternoon between Navone and Ugo Carabelli. So check me out over at Tony's Picks. I'll have other picks as well in college basketball. Probably I'll fire away here, try to get back on track, but we'll be we're pretty hot here right now, so we're firing away. All right, thanks a lot, everybody, for joining me here on Night Moves. We're back tomorrow with more Night Moves. Make sure you check out the morning show, the Tony's Picks morning show. Tony and his panelists go over the action here in college basketball, especially for Thursday. And then you've got the happy hour with Rod and crew. They'll get you ready for the primetime action. Vegas Al precedes me with his look-ahead show. We've got you covered here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. Go underneath the videos tab as well. See the other plays from our crew. So, all right, that's going to do it for the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. I'm Ramon Scott. So long from Night Moves.